This is the 30th Well podcast.
Yeah.
And
The best 30th episode of a podcast ever.
Yeah, it's the Steph Curry episode.
Yep.
We're shooting threes.
Balling from 3.
We're banging Bree.
Yep.
And we're
banging Sky Bree.
And we're smoking chi.
We're smoking on that chi.
we are straight up vibing.
We're hitting it.
Straight up on the sports wave. I do have a theory that I've been waiting to unopen on the podcast.
Box it. Unboxing.
I'm doing an unboxing right now. So, unfortunately, I suffer from an affliction of being a Minnesota sports fan.
Mm-hmm.
There is one team, technically two, depends if you're a big WNBA fan, if you're a Lynx fan. But the Twins have won a championship, which, unfortunately for me, I don't give a flying dick about baseball.
Well, that happened before we were born, so.
That too. I wasn't here.
Yeah.
You know? And I just don't care.
It's like being a Jets fan.
Oh, why? Did they win like the first one?
Yeah, they won like one of the first ones.
And it's like, oh yeah, dude, way back in the day, we really put it together.
Yeah.
When there was 8 teams, we really sent that one to Flavor Town, bro.
Literally.
But I have a theory, and this doesn't just encapsulate Minnesota sports. It's all the mediocre teams. It's every mediocre team is always just a couple years away from being good.
Mm-hmm.
They never commit to being like so bad that they're the worst in the league ever. And then it's like, oh yeah, we built up our draft picks. Kind of like what the process tried to do.
Literally.
But they got a guy who was made out of glass and broken bones.
Mm-hmm. Dude, there's been so much circulating around him where it's like I think he has more games missed in his career than more games played.
Joel Embiid?
Yeah, Joel Embiid. And
Damn.
like his career earnings are just like insane. It's like over 200 million
For missing time.
Yeah.
He's getting his
And
PTO.
he literally gets like 50% PTO. Well, it's not really PTO because like he's still there.
Yeah.
He just like sits on the bench.
Well, bro, if you play 45 minutes, I understand that a lot more goes into it. It's not like a traditional 9 to 5 where you clock in and you clock out and you just like, it's like, oh yeah, dude. Like he's doing workouts, practice, eating right, you know, like what an athlete should do who gets paid millions and millions and millions.
Right.
But to not even play, dude.
Dude.
Like, damn.
Like half of the games is crazy over the span of his career.
Yeah, but I have the theory that everyone is just a few years away from, you know, once again being shitty.
Yeah, they're just a couple years away from winning the championship, and they're always a couple of years away.
Yeah, dude.
They're never not a couple of years away. They're never like, this is the year we're going to do it. It's always, 2 to 3 years from now.
Yeah, in 2 to 3 years, we're going to put all the pieces together that we've accumulated over the last 70 years.
Yep.
And, dude, it's just like, it's kind of like watching a guy who, like, just never knows when to go all in.
Yeah, for real.
You know, he's just, like, always doing the minimum bets, and it's like, dude, you're just not going to win like that.
Sometimes he'll put in, like, a little bit more, but then at the end of it, it's just like, dude, you should have just went all in.
You should have went all in.
Should just fucking throw it in there. Well, I think part of that has to go with just, like, it's a business, and then there's GMs trying to make decisions. There's coaches trying to make decisions.
Yep.
Where, like, sometimes the coach wants to go all in, but then, like, clearly the team isn't there for it.
Yeah.
And then sometimes it's like the team is there for it. Like, they have all the pieces together, but then the GM is like, nah, we got to make sure that we have this future capital. Like, the biggest example I could think of a successful all-in was the Rams a couple years ago when they won. What was that, 2021?
Mm-hmm.
That is the version of it where it's good. Because, like, they got Stafford. They, like, traded away a bunch of their draft picks to win a Super Bowl, and they won it that fucking year. Like, they did it. They did the thing. They hit the recipe. They mastered the cookbook. They said, hey, big cock, all in.
All in, baby. Which, unfortunately, our franchises just don't fucking do that.
Well, dude, they do it in the weirdest way because they're like, oh, yeah, all right, Mike Conley's barely fucking shooting good. He's shooting like 30-something%. He's playing like
that's dog shit.
Ass for NBA terms. He's playing like ass. And then they're like, oh yeah, all right, well, you know what? Now's the time to go all in.
Mm-hmm.
Now that we just acquired a bunch of young, talented dudes and we got rid of Karl Anthony Towns to say, hey, let's give ourselves like 3 more years. They're like, all right, this year we're going to win it all.
Dude.
And it's like, bro, like if you're going to commit to like, hey, we want to extend Anthony Edwards' prime a couple more years to be able to afford it. Yeah, to give him till he's like 26. I mean, high key, I think they're going to try to make a trade in the offseason for like a Kevin Durant.
That'd be sick.
But who knows?
But who the fuck do you give up then? You know what I mean? Because you're not going to give up Anthony Edwards. Kevin Durant.
Sign and trade. Julius
Randle. Yeah. That guy's a bum.
Yeah.
That guy
just doesn't
homeless.
fit.
Bro. Oh my God. Or what you were saying, make him be a 6-man?
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good too. I think that would be a really good place for him. So him and Anthony Edwards aren't fighting over the ball.
Yeah, I mean, dude, that's the worst. Also, Anthony Edwards, people, I don't know. Maybe I'm just not tapped in. I don't watch sports podcasts, you know. We do a lot of variety here. Like we got some Am I the Assholes with some fun prompts. Then we're doing a fucking dessert draft, you know, a little peek behind the curtain.
Yep.
But like I just think that like Anthony Edwards is having one of the craziest seasons of all time. He's shooting the most threes. He's making like the most threes. Like these what people call like Steph Curry's prime. He's doing that. And it's like, dude, that's the guy that when you think of Anthony Edwards, you think of him dunking on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Like that one poor son of a bitch who's on that clip forever.
John Collins.
That's exactly what I was thinking of.
Yeah, the John Collins one is nasty.
Dude, and he did it to fucking what's his face? Chet Holmgren?
Yeah.
He dunked on his ass.
Yeah.
He probably, if Wemby comes back, he's probably gonna dunk on him too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, dude, he's just that guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's the truth, as you know,
Obama
found out.
I'm the truth.
I'm the truth. I think that's one of the funniest clips to come out.
That's great. That real ATL is coming out of him.
Yeah, dude.
That's funny.
Dude, speaking of real ATL, we were watching that fucking that Drewski stuff.
Oh yeah, the Drewski. Dude, those are so funny.
Man,
those are so ridiculous.
I'm not a big dating show type guy, but man, those are some ratchet hoes.
It's literally just comedy. They got together with what is
Caleb Presley.
Yep, Caleb Presley and
Sunday Conversations.
And they were like, "All right, how can we make a dating show just fucking hilarious?"
Yep.
It's basically what they did. It's so funny.
It's super funny.
Yeah.
Currently it's on episode 3 right now, so this is my glowing recommendation. If like, bro, if you have a girlfriend that's cool and you guys are looking for a series that you want to start, maybe give it a shot.
Laugh your ass off.
Yeah, if you want to see some ratchet hoes be ratchet as fuck, like.
Yeah, I can get behind these kind of like reality dating shows.
Yeah.
Because it's so like I feel like it's so comedy based.
Oh,
where
yeah,
it's like it's just so rooted in being comedic.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, dude, this is fucking hilarious.
Oh yeah.
Because I always remember like watching other people who would watch dating shows, and I'm just like, this is not that great. Like, yeah, they're all trying to like date each other, but I'm like, I don't know. Maybe it's just the comedy factor that did it for me.
Dude, I always thought it was strange to be like, oh yeah, you know the guy who kissed like 5 other girls like today?
Mm-hmm.
That's the guy I'm gonna fall in love with.
Yeah, right.
It's like, I don't know, maybe I'm old school, but like I'm more on the.
Well, I think it's just entertainment, like off cameras. You know, it always makes me think of what is it? There's a Family Guy skit where they do it perfectly, where like Brian's in a dating show, and then it all ends, and they're like, nah, that was just all a bit, yo. Like, see you later.
Yeah, none of us are getting married.
Nothing's happening. We're all done here, so peace.
All right. Shooting is wrapped and we are done.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I assume that's how it goes for like 95% of dating shows. Like as soon as it's wrapped up, they're like, all right, we're finished. We're all done here. See you guys later. Good shoot. Great job. Great acting, guys.
Handshakes all around.
Yep.
Phenomenal. Do you think you'd ever do it? If you got asked
a dating
to be
show?
on a dating
show? Hell yeah. Dude, I would be
yeah.
comic relief for sure. It also makes me think of what is it? The Tim Robinson sketch where he's like on the dating show, but then all he does is use the fucking
zip line thing.
The zip line.
Yeah.
And they're like, she's like, I feel like all you do here is use the zip line.
I just can't believe you'd say that. And then it pans over to him doing it like 80 times.
For real.
And it's just like,
she's doing spinning tricks on it.
Yeah. I think you're just here for the zip line. No. Why would you do that to me? Dude, I think it'd be fun. I think it'd be funny to, I don't know. Also, if you were actually going to like do it and you were going to be on a dating show, like, don't you imagine like you kind of have your favorite person? Like, not from the jump, but you're like, oh yeah, I could see myself with this person. And then you're like, but you have like 20 other women around. So it's like, dude, you have to just feel fake as fuck like all the time.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, at that point, it literally is just like, how can we make this as entertaining as possible?
Mm-hmm.
Literally is how it would go. Like anytime that they actually end up together, because I've heard it on like Bachelor / like Bachelorette, where they actually end up together, I'm genuinely surprised. Because I'm like, bro, this is like a whole like TV bit. But part of me also thinks that it's written somewhere in their contract agreement before they start, where it's like, if you win, if you're selected, you have to be together for so and so amount of time to help sell the illusion.
That'd be fucked.
Yeah.
God, that'd be weird.
Well, it'd be like it's like a whole like that happens with celebrities too.
Yeah.
Where like literally they get casted for roles and they have to be together for the time being of the role to help sell the bit.
What?
Like I'm pretty sure that was like a Tobey Maguire and Kristen Dunst or
Mary J. Watson.
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
MJ. Yeah.
Michael Jordan.
Yeah, Michael Jordan and Spider-Man.
Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen.
Yeah.
They were in their relationship for years.
Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen, exactly.
Yeah. And then it got awkward when MJ's son decided to
bang Scottie Pippen's ex-wife.
Yeah. That's the way she goes, buddy.
For real.
The way she fucking goes. Well, speaking of trying to make things entertaining.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of being an asshole. Like MJ's son.
Oh, let's press to come.
Shit. I have to press to come. All right. Let me press to come.
So I, as the grandfather of this motherfucker, I labeled all the links like click for a virus, and like the first link is just press to come, and then the second link is like, oh wait, we'll get there. We'll just read it out. All right. I'm going number 1. Am I the asshole for telling my father I do know about that? I'm going to just, frame one. Even with the way it's phrased, I doubt it. I doubt she's the asshole.
Yep.
I, Femidor 28th, female, I guess. Whatever.
At female.
Yeah. At femoids.
At femoid.
So I, a femoid, at the 28th cycle of the sun, am a wildlife biologist. I have a master's. I have a master degree in life wild. Dude, I'm just trying to fuck with this sentence. I have a master's degree in wildlife conservation, and I'm hoping to go for my doctorate soon. I have worked in this field since I was 16. Epic. Fucking nice brag, dude.
Sick.
And I am very passionate about it. I hope so.
Mm-hmm.
When visiting my family recently for Easter, my mom asked to tell the family a little bit about work. I was very excited to talk about my current research. ! Here's where the issues come in, though. My father, Mamador 60th, male 60th cycle of the sun, would respond to almost everything I said with, I don't know about that. At first, I tried to ignore it, but it just didn't stop. Eventually, I responded, well, I do, given the 2 degrees and all. I responded in a light, playful tone, but he did not take it well at all. He immediately accused me of being disrespectful. I responded, I'm sorry, but it's disrespectful of you to insinuate that you know more than I do about my field. Yeah, bro. Dead ass.
Valid.
Dinner got pretty quiet after that. I finished the meal helped with the dishes, and said goodbye before leaving. But on the ride home, I got a phone call from my mother asking me why I felt I need to be so aggressive why I needed to aggravate my father. Fuck you. And why I had to talk back. I am 28-year-old professional. This feels insane to me. Am I the asshole? Edit. My goodness. Wow, that's a lot of comments. I don't give a fuck about any of them. You know what? Fuck you.
I don't give a shit about any of them. Fuck you guys, you piece of shit. That'd be crazy.
No, it said, wow, that's a lot of comments. I don't have it in me to respond to all of them with life being so busy right now, but thank you. So there's a few ratings. Yeah, we can go down to the top comment too. Keep going. Yep, top comment. NTA, so she wants him to sign an NDA. Yep. At first, you used a playful tone, so you weren't confronting him in front of other people. He was being disrespectful to you to start with. Yeah, if I had to sign an NDA, I would. Unfortunately, yes, which is why it's so hard to just ignore it, as my mother suggests. I don't know, bro. I think that's just shitty.
Yeah, it's a shitty situation. That's where like dad is a fucking douchebag regularly, and is very like has confrontational like feelings, and then anytime anyone says anything back, he gets really like defensive, gets really angry. So
I think we all,
it's like sick, dude. Cool.
We all know a guy like this.
Yeah, my favorite comeback to that is like I instantly go into, wow, I must have really won if I triggered you that hard.
Yeah, God, if you want to piss somebody off more.
Yeah.
Jesus,
for real. Oh, because sometimes my dad will do this shit, and I'll be like, the specifics I'll say is, it doesn't make your point any better if you're louder.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But thankfully, your dad's chilled the fuck out.
Yeah.
He hasn't done. I mean, I haven't.
Yeah, he hasn't been out of pocket.
I haven't seen your dad be out of pocket, dude. If anything, your dad, oddly enough, has become like maid mode. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, he's at home all the time, so.
Yeah, but like, dude, actually, high key, same with my dad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if it's just that generation of guys who like started out hard or whatever, like had a rough, not a rough childhood, but like, I don't know, maybe some disconnect or something.
Mm-hmm.
But like later on in life, dude, my dad like fucking sews and bakes and like has a garden.
Fuck yeah.
And like does
That's
laundry.
tight.
But like, dude, from like fucking the jump to like 40, his ass did 0 of those things.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that's just more of like a mindset of that generation.
Yeah.
At the time, especially in their youth, was to be more of the I don't know if aggressor is the right term, but be
like
more
male
of
man.
the stereotypical like man, where you're the head of the household. You're not taking upon some of that stuff. I think nowadays it's just kind of like, hey, like just, we're living in the same space together. We should probably contribute together,
Yeah. I mean, dead ass.
But to relate all that back,
yep.
yeah, the dad definitely sounds like a douchebag.
So not the asshole?
She is not the asshole.
But dad is.
Dad's kind of being a dick here.
Yep.
It's just kind of like, okay, like, fuck you. I mean, see, and this is partially just because, my family is just the way it is. If I'm this chick, I'm pushing back again. I'm be like, oh, damn, yo. Like, it's good to know that from someone without degrees knows so much about this field.
Yeah. Like you're spending your free time doing this shit
Yeah,
while I'm out in the fucking field.
Yeah, shit.
Also,
I would dig into it more because I know they're not going to do anything about it, just to kind of fucking irk them a little bit more.
Holy shit.
Because it's just kind of like, you didn't need to bring it up. It's so pointless for you to even say anything. You could just, as much as like, she's like, well, you could just be like nice or whatever. Like the mom's like, you could just be nice about it and not have to irritate him. I think the same thing could be said for the dad. Like, even if he doesn't agree with what she's saying, he could just politely nod and be like, yeah, sounds good.
I think that's that bullshit.
Yeah.
Straight up. Because maybe it's because I live in a different generation. Mm-hmm. But if I am in a room with you, me, and we have, I don't know, Shaquille Griffin III, like right behind us, and he's being a douchebag, I think you and me are being like, hey, buddy, Why are you being a douchebag right now?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, I hate excusing behavior because they do it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Where it's like, oh no, that guy, yeah, he just likes to, I don't know, you come to his house and he sniffs your shoes. And it's like, that's not fucking cool. You can't
weird.
just do that. You know, and we're just excusing it because he does it? That's bullshit, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it is pretty whack.
But if it's your father and you don't want to fucking, if you don't want to harsh the vibes, I understand that.
Yeah.
Like,
I get that too.
I wouldn't go to your house or any of my friends' house if their dad was out of pocket and start being like, hey, bitch, like, fuck you.
Right.
You know, don't talk to
I
XYZ like that.
I wouldn't do it to someone else's family. I would do it to my own, though. I'd be like, you know what, dude? Fuck out of here with that shit.
I will say your family, especially because you and me are so tight, like, I could probably say that to your dad.
Yeah, probably.
I probably have, honestly.
Yeah.
I've been like,
probably.
fuck out of here. Fuck out of here with that shit.
Mm-hmm. Next up, press to return come.
Whoa! It's a comeback!
It's a comeback. All right, here. All right. This one is a little bit of a lengthy one. We're still going to go at it.
I think it's the way it's formatted. It's not too bad.
Yeah, it could be. It is a little bit easier to read. I'm going to go on this one. Am I the asshole for pretending to get fired when customers get a temper with me? I'm a high schooler with a weekend job at a coffee shop. My coworkers who work weekends are James, the owner's son. He goes to my school. He's a shift manager, but it's not a real formal thing. He's a friendly guy. Danielle, a college student who sometimes works weekends too. So sometimes customers will come in and just be angry about such little stuff, like literally blow up about nothing. I don't know if they're in a bad mood already and looking for someone to take it out on or what, but it's a lot. Like, how sad do you have to be a grown-ass man taking your anger out on a high school, out on high school and college kids, literally. So James and I were joking. We're joking about having a little fun with them and hopefully getting them off of our backs. So one day I was at work and some guy was having a temper about how we don't make the coffee hot enough.
Fuck you.
Yeah, for real. Which I couldn't say a thing about because I gave it to him right out of the machine. So James came in and was like, "Sir, is there a problem here?" And the guy started ranting to him. So he was just like, "OP, this is unacceptable. You're fired." I started acting real sad, like, "No, please, don't fire me. My family needs the money. I need the job, please. No." And he started playing up like being a hard ass, telling me to take my apron off and leave. The angry guy started to backtrack like it wasn't that big of a problem. You don't need to fire her over it. I didn't mean it. I was just kidding. And James was like, "No, we pride ourselves in the best customer service." Of course, after all the drama, I still had my job. We were just acting, and we've done it a couple times. Whenever a customer will lose their temper at Danielle or I, James will storm in and fire us. And almost every time the person had come in angry will apologize and say they didn't mean it. It's kind of satisfying, making people realize their actions might have consequences. Anyways, I was telling my friends about this, and a few of them thought it was a mean prank to let someone go away thinking they'd gotten someone who desperately needs the money fired. Am I the asshole for this joke? I don't think they are. I think this is fucking hilarious. I love it.
It's really funny.
I love it. This is my vein of humor where I'm like, fuck yeah. Dude, especially as a grown ass adult, like to not understand that a coffee worker, like an employee, is probably getting paid like maybe $12 an hour.
Yeah.
Like they don't get paid for this shit. Like who fucking cares? To get mad about it. And it is like, it's kind of whatever. I mean, to at least get mad at the person. I also understand that as an adult, they're kind of like, they're probably trying to game the system a little bit too.
Yeah.
Because like one thing I've noticed is like, if you just act like everything's all right, they're not going to fix your problem. But if you can literally act like you're pissed off. Yep. And they'll fix your problem for whatever it is. You don't even actually have to be mad about it. You just can act like you're mad, and they'll be more inclined to fix it because that's how they're trained. Is like, oh yeah, well if someone has a problem, well then solve it. So
you're the person who told me that to do that to management companies. That we're like, if you have a problem, act like you're more mad than you actually are.
For like housing management.
Yeah.
Yeah, act like you're like 10 times more mad than you actually are, because otherwise they're just not very inclined to do anything about it.
Yeah, but if you act like, yo, this is some bullshit, man.
Like I would say just do it without swearing, because you can like emphasize that you're mad about the situation without like swearing. You could just be like, I'm extremely upset about this. This is kind of a ridiculous service that you guys offer.
Yeah.
And I'm extremely upset about it.
All right, let me run it. All right, fuck you, you piece of shit.
All right, you stupid bitch.
You know what? I wanted to say this to you in person, so I drove all the way over here. Go fuck yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? 1717 Strathmore Lane Avenue. That's your address, isn't it?
Yeah.
Are your kids in school right now? Are you sure about that?
Are you sure? Well, maybe I've taken them.
Well, maybe if you would have fucking done what I asked.
You don't look like Liam Neeson, so I think I should be good here.
I would to have my thoughts and opinions as a human.
Go for it.
I definitely think that this is just funny.
It's so funny.
It's just funny. I mean, my goodness. Are we really gonna be the arbiters of like, yeah, this guy's a douchebag,
right?
Like, hell no, dude. This shit's funny.
Mm-hmm.
Like, man, all right, so the only reason it's really funny to me is because in the base setting, this guy's being a douche.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the guy already set these people off on a bad track.
Mm-hmm.
But pretty much, like, if somebody's being a meanie bobini and you decide to mess with them a little bit and nobody gets hurt, like, dude, nobody actually lost their job here. That would be the difference too.
Yeah.
And then also these guys have a story too. They go to their wives and they're like, so, you know what I do to those coffee workers every day? I did it again.
Well, so here's the thing is, like, also when people catch on, because they'd go back to the coffee shop and then they'd be like, wait, that guy still works here?
Yeah, but bro, shit happened. You know what I mean? He could have talked himself out of it.
And then exactly. That's another thing that I think about. They could easily solve it. But then they can't run the same bit.
Not the same guy, no.
Not on the same person.
If they did it again.
But I think the same person would also be reflective of it and be like, "Oh fuck. Well, I can't be as much of a jerk." And maybe that gets them to change coffee shops weirdly.
Yeah.
Because they're like, because it literally could be a thing, because this is definitely something some people do, is they have like a weird like power fetish where they're like, yeah, I know that I can fucking be a dickhole to these fucking workers, and they just have to fucking deal with it. So I'm just going to do it. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, literally. And I'm gonna let the audience in on one piece of advice that, has been, I learned the hard way. The person that you're yelling at right now, the only thing that they want to hear is, something that you might eventually say, and it's, I'm never going to come here again.
Yeah. No, like, thank God.
And it's like, dude, the guy yelling at me right now isn't going to come here again. Hell yeah.
Fuck yes.
Thank you.
Fuck yeah.
Like, dude, people use that sentence like it's a threat. Like, dude, I'm not going to shop here. I was
fine, do it. I don't own the company.
Dude, there was let me walk you through this little like whack ass scenario. So I worked as a pharmacy tech, which basically just means that I was a cash register person, but I also entered insurance, and I also like I didn't administer like shots. That was the pharmacist job. But same exact time, I worked as a pharmacy tech. There was this old ass man. That's the other thing. The clientele, like 60 to 100. Like, it's old
typically.
Yeah, it's old motherfuckers. This dude, like, didn't hear his name on the like intercom, and then he sat there for like an hour. Mind you, he has fucking hearing aids, right? So then when we finally noticed that, like, oh, hey man, your stuff's been ready, like we called your name. I walked over to him and I was like, hey, your stuff's ready, and then like come over to the cashier, I can ring you out right now. And then he's like, I have been waiting for an hour and 30 minutes. Do you, like, I had stuff to do today. And I'm just like, damn, brother. Like, fuck, man. I just work here.
Why didn't you come up and say something?
And then he's just like, this is the worst customer service experience I have ever had in my life. And I'm thinking in the back of my head, I'm like, I doubt it.
I doubt it.
I fucking doubt it. Uh, and then he hits me with the golden sentence of just like I am never gonna shop at this place where they administer drugs ever again. And I'm just like,
fuck yeah, thanks for less work, bud.
well, I did the customer service thing where I just said, I'm sorry you feel that way.
Yep.
Because in my head, I wanted to be like, sick.
Sweet.
Thank you. That actually makes me really happy right now.
Fuck yeah, less to do.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, I wish more people like you didn't show up.
I wish you didn't come here.
Dude, oh my God. That was the worst job I ever had.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, to relate it all back to the original post, not the asshole.
Yep.
And the comments section agrees, not the asshole, perfect way of dealing with hostile customers. Not the asshole. I think it's hilarious, and maybe you'll teach people a lesson about controlling their assholery. You are not the asshole at all. You're the hero retailers need. Brilliant.
Hero retailers need.
Yeah.
In the time of need.
Yep.
The retailers.
Yep. We're going to do one more of these. Which one do you want? Do you want virus or do we want no return?
Oh.
Should we get the virus?
Yeah, fuck it.
All right, virus.
For not giving my niece the porcelain doll my mother left for her. Am I the asshole for not giving my niece the porcelain doll my mother left for her? My niece, Jay, weird name for a 10-year-old female, but sure, was the only granddaughter when my mother died in 2020. When she died, she wanted my niece to have her porcelain doll collection, which had around 6 dolls. These porcelain dolls were around when I was a child, and I had memories of getting in trouble for playing with them. They were absolutely beautiful. Well, when my mother died, I, 29F, femoid, decided to keep one doll. Uno doll. I know it wasn't left to me, but I felt old enough to appreciate it. We're from Louisiana, and Hurricane Laura hit. All right, sick flex. When we evacuated, I took the doll with me because I knew it was sentimental and irreplaceable. My niece, however, let all the remaining 5 dolls get ruined in a hurricane because she left them in the house where they got ruined by the fucking hurricane. My twin sister, Jay's mom, thinks that it's only fair I give Jay the doll I kept safe because after all, it was meant for her. She didn't care enough about them to take them with her. Fast forward, we are now in 2025. I have a granddaughter, and I think that she deserves the doll, basically. Am I the asshole? So she, my own daughter, if I believe my mom would have known she was going to have another granddaughter, she would have given her the doll. Okay.
Yeah, I would say not the asshole. And I actually think, especially if the niece is 10 years old,
right?
If it, like, the 10-year-old niece, that mom, if it was really that important, should have brought one of them, one of the 4, with her. If it really meant that much, I don't think she's the asshole at all in this situation. Honestly, you know who I think is the asshole is the niece's sister? Yes, twin sister. Twin sister sounds like a fucking asshole. Because it's like, yeah, like it's sentimental to the original poster.
Yeah.
This, thing. So it's almost like it's a piece of memorabilia for her.
Yeah.
So to just be like, oh yeah, well, you know what? I'm going to give it to, your daughter or whatever.
Yep.
Overall, I don't think she's the asshole. I think twin sister is the asshole.
I could see it from both sides. I could see where you call her the asshole, because I don't know, dude, she's basically like saying, well, she had 5 of them and it got ruined in a hurricane, so like, why would you get mine? Which, like, to be fair, sure, but also it's like, dog, you think the 10-year-old, while grabbing their most prized possessions, are gonna think of the 5 porcelain dolls that she doesn't get to play with because they're fucking porcelain dolls?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that's a unrealistic expectation for the child. I think that honestly, she probably just shouldn't have told that the other person. That's one of the few things she grabbed.
So this is why I think the other mom is the asshole. Because, okay, for hurricanes, you usually have a lot of fucking notice before a hurricane's going to hit.
Bars.
You have time to fucking prep. It's not like, yeah, it's going to hit tomorrow or it's going to hit in 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like, you have days of prep
Mm-hmm.
of knowing about it. Like, that typically, I guess I don't know this specific scenario. What did it say? Hurricane Laura hit?
Yep.
So, like, my assumption is that it's a decent sized hurricane. They probably knew about it multiple days in advance.
Yep.
Where it's like, okay, you can't expect a 10-year-old to remember a bunch of shit. They're fucking 10.
Bars.
Like, at that point, it's cast on to the parent to be like, okay, here's some things I need to remember for them. And that's the reason why I think the twin sister, niece's mom is the asshole in this situation.
Sure.
Just kind of being a jerk for her being forgetful. She's the forgetful one. And I guess it doesn't really say anything. Maybe not the asshole, but maybe is just like kind of being a little bit rude.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't seem like it's that big of an issue, high key, because it doesn't seem like they were like, oh yeah, we had this huge fight. It looks like it was the twin sister just thinks it's only fair that I give niece the doll.
Yep.
Where and that's it. I don't think necessarily. Maybe there isn't even an asshole in this situation.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's just that the twin sister's a little bit rude. I don't know.
Yeah. And honestly, I agree with your conclusion. So,
let's see what people think.
oh, fuck that.
You're this one. Okay, you're the asshole for a few reasons. It is not, nor was it ever your doll. It was always your niece's doll. Your mother very specifically said they were all to go to your niece. If you wanted one, you should have told your mother this before she died and asked if you could have one.
Bars.
Your niece didn't leave the doll during a hurricane evacuation because she couldn't give a crap about the dolls. They were left because as a minor young child, she was relying on her parents to get out of an incredibly scary situation.
What you said?
Yep. Wrapping up a bunch of dolls, no matter how sentimental the priority for any of them, was nothing to do with any of this. Doesn't matter how sure you are about how your mom would feel, since there is another granddaughter. You could 100% imprint. You could be 100% imprint sure. I'm not sure exactly what they mean by that, but it doesn't matter because your mom is. If Jesus Christ.
Because your mom's dead.
Because your mom's dead. So.
And left zero thoughts about it. Yep.
Yeah. I do also see that point of where it's like, yeah, grandma did leave it all.
She stole the doll in the first place.
Did she steal it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dude, that's
then
the whole thing.
Maybe. I would say my niece porcelain doll collection, around 6 dolls. They were absolutely beautiful.
And
I decided to keep one doll.
I know it wasn't left to me, but
well, here's what I'd have to, because we don't know the full context here.
Yep.
Because it just says I decided to keep one doll. That's not. There's no what is it? There's no saying like, oh yeah, me and my sister had a discussion about it. I really wanted to keep one of the dolls because it was sentimental for me.
Well, she said that the 6 dolls were left to the.
I guess
the
there's
niece.
also this part. Maybe I kind of zoned out a little bit, but I felt like they meant more to me than they could to my niece.
Yeah.
Just the wording there is a little weird, I would say. So I could see that part, where that part is kind of like, you could use different wording. Once again, there's so much, they're probably also writing this while they're angry too.
Yeah.
So I could definitely see the vote for her being the asshole here too.
Sure.
Just because of that factor, but I could see the side of oh, well, it has some sentimental value to her too.
Mm.
Yeah, you're the asshole. Can't believe you're holding your niece that she left the dolls during a hurricane. It's kind of my thought too. Yeah. I mean, yeah, that's kind of was my thought. I was like, But now that I think about it, she kind of did hold it against her niece.
Yep.
But which is a little fucked up because it's like that's a kid.
Bars.
Also, the kid is 10 now. Oh, shit. Yeah, so she was really young. You're the asshole. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Now that I think about it a little bit more, look at some of the comments. Definitely that part. I didn't really cue into that until reading some of the comments.
Yeah,
that's kind of what she meant there, and I probably zoned out a little bit. But
that's fair. Sometimes it is story time.
Yeah. Yeah, I would say definitely that part. I don't know. I think if she wants to keep one, I still don't think that it's a bad thing, especially if there were 6 of them. Once again, I think a little bit more of it is on like the mom, but it still doesn't even seem like this is that big of an issue.
Yeah.
I think she maybe is taking it a bit out of proportion where it doesn't seem like it was that big of a deal. She's just kind of making it a big deal.
Yeah.
But I don't know. What do you think?
I think that, like I said in the beginning, like I could see both sides where you think that this person's an asshole, but you could also like, you could definitely try to be like, yo, I mean, she just like has more sentimental attachment to the doll. She kept the doll through a hurricane. Like she clearly cares about it a lot when she wants to give it to her daughter. I think it's weird to be like, yeah, the 10-year-old didn't take her dolls and now they want mine. So I don't want to give it to her. It's like, okay, that's fair. Like, dude, you saved it from a fucking hurricane. Like, clearly it means, like, a lot to you. So, that's fine. But at the end of the day, she did, like, kind of low-key fucking steal it, like, against the dead mom's wishes. So, I could see.
Yeah, I could see that point as well.
Yeah, so it's like, dude, it's more like, do you want to blame this chick? Or do you want to just be like, eh.
Yeah.
Like, I couldn't see myself doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, I couldn't see myself doing something like that either.
Nah.
At least not that I'm aware. But
I think shit's whack.
Yeah. What time are we at? We're almost at like 40 some minutes. We'll do the dessert draft and we'll call it after that.
How's that sound? Sounds good to me. Dessert draft.
Drafting.
We're doing sweet things. Sweet. All right. Do you want to start?
Yeah, I will start. Let's see here. We do have some examples on here that we can kind of go off of.
Yep, I put 12 examples. And
I already see one that I think is a solid pick, and I have 2 ideas in mind. I'll take 101, and then you could have Snake, and it'll come back to me.
Bars.
I'm gonna take brownies.
Yep.
We're gonna do also 5 picks.
5 picks. Yep.
Yep. So brownies.
5 for each of us. Brownies, goated. Fucking love brownies. They are super tasty. I can definitely see why you'd pick that. I am going, dude, I almost want to just go back to back, and it's kind of a combo piece anyhow. It's not even my shit, but I kind of think I'm going a little more like off the scale, and I'm just saying pies in general, like, instead of just being like apple pie, like fruit pies. I'm just getting fruit pies and all of them.
You're going to take fruit pies?
Well, because here's the thing is, if I pick pies, because like brownies, right? That kind of assumes like every version of brownie. Where it's like dark chocolate brownies, milk chocolate brownies.
Well, I mean, there isn't that many types of brownies.
Caramel brownies, like walnut brownies, brownies with nuts in it, brownies.
Okay, you know what? I'll let you take that.
So, and the only difference that I would do is if I say fruit pies versus like chocolate pies.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? Because I don't think that there should be that many versions of pies, but I definitely think that fruit pies are different than chocolate pies. Personally. What do you think?
So you want to take pies or you want to take fruit pies?
So if we decide that there's 2 separate things, then I'll take fruit pies.
I would say like that category. And the main reason for that is cake. Cake is still available. If you're just like, I guess there's not a ton of cakes, but you could take cake, you could take cheesecake, you could take ice cream cake.
Yeah, so we're separating that as well.
Yeah, that's what I would say.
High key.
But I don't. weirdly, I'm thinking of just leaving all pies. We're just gonna leave all pies,
And
we're
then
gonna
let's
do
keep it all cakes.
Yeah.
Oh fuck yeah, brother! I'm
Yeah.
doing pies and cakes.
Yeah.
Hot damn.
Yep.
You're
Yeah.
gonna
I'll
give me
leave
the
that.
layup on that one.
Yeah. I'll give that away. I'll give that
Oh.
away for sure.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Well, I mean, now that I think about it, I can't think of a ton of desserts that are left. I have. I mean, we have some stuff on the list here.
It's a whole lot of pies.
Yeah, it's a lot of pie cakes.
Yeah,
Yep.
you got pudding. You got cobblers.
Yep. I am going to take. I'm gonna take ice cream.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm gonna take ice cream.
And that's all ice cream.
Yep, that is all ice cream.
Goated pick.
I'm gonna take ice cream. And then following that up.
Yep.
This is where it's tough. I'm gonna take pudding. I'll take pudding.
Okay. I think it's perfectly fine. Dude, let's be honest here. Does cheesecake count as a cake?
I would say it does.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Golly.
That's a cake.
Bro.
You have a lot of cakes. I mean, I gave you cakes and I gave you pies.
Dude, that's honestly the majority of this fucking list.
Yeah.
That's crazy work.
We have to think of new things.
Oh my god. Apple crisp.
Apple crisp. All right, bet. And then you have another one.
And then it's my what the fuck is it called? It's called Carmelitas, but they go by different names all over the world.
Okay.
So basically what it is, I'm just gonna describe it. So it's like oats, butter, brown sugar, and you just make that into a crumble, and then that's the bottom layer, and then it's literally caramel, and then you put the same thing that you put on the bottom at the top.
Mm-hmm.
So it's one of my favorite desserts. If you know what a Carmelita is and you've had it, it is a fucking banger.
Nice. Yeah, that sounds like a pretty good one.
Yeah, no, you get 2 to round out your
Did
draft.
you pick 2? You picked 2?
Yeah, apple crisp and
I
guess crisps in general.
Yep, crisps. I'm gonna take cobblers.
Yep, banger.
And then let me think here. I'm gonna go with baklava.
Yeah, dude, baklava was the second. I saw some Instagram thing, but it was it was the number 2 most around the world dessert banger.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and dude, if you're going, you could go like mochi. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm gonna sneak a pick right quick.
This is your last one.
Yep. And I'm going gelato.
Ooh, nice. That's a good pick. Solid pick.
Yeah, because it was either that. I mean, I can't do custard, right? Because that's like the same shit as ice cream. But I mean, gelato's it's either that or frozen yogurt.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like gelato is just more accepted.
Mm-hmm. So you ended with you got pie and cake.
Yep.
You got
crisps, carmelitas. Yep.
And you got
gelato. Yep.
I picked brownie.
Banger.
I got ice cream.
Banger.
I got cobbler.
Pretty good.
Got what was the fourth one I picked?
I'm pretty sure.
I know I picked
pudding.
Pudding. Yep, I picked pudding.
Yep.
And then I picked baklava.
And baklava.
Yep. Let us know who won. What do you guys think?
What do you think?
Yep.
Nobody really
let
knows.
us know.
Except you.
Yep. And that's a podcast.
That has been a podcast.
It's been The Well.
If you feel so inclined, check us out on all the social medias. We're on the TikToks. We're on the Instagrams. We're on the YouTubes. We're also on the long form content. We're in YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcast. I'm
Pretty
sure
much.
there is something I'm missing. We're not going to dive into Reddit, even though we pull from Reddit from time to time, but
yeah.
I just don't care.
Over time, I think it probably would be a decent idea to set up a Reddit account where people could submit, am I the assholes, or submit random little bits and pieces that they want us to chat about. I don't know, something like that would be kind of cool.
I think it'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let us know in the comments.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, that has been the 30th episode of The Well.
The Stephen Curry episode.
Peace.